The situation of the Catholic Church in China is quite complicated. The communist regime wants to control the religious practice of the church, which includes appointing the bishops of its choice without the consent of the Pope. So really, the church is divided in two. One that's described as the so-called patriotic church, and the other is the underground church that remains loyal to the Pope. It's never been easy to name Chinese bishops. The first were ordained back in 1926 at the Vatican, when the first papal representative, Cardinal Costantini, was assigned to that country. He was the first papal delegate in China, who actually opened the first missionary project of its kind. While Costantini worked in China, the first 6 Chinese bishops were ordained.
Up until then, the Catholic Church in China was simply seen as a spiritual reality, but it was still protected by international powers, especially France. When Costantini was the apostolic delegate, he presented the Church as a spiritual reality that wants the very best for the Chinese. But it also demonstrated that it was above partisan politics. It was he who established the church in China, which makes him the main evangelizer of the church there. It's an issue that is still very interesting in church-state relations.
He worked in China for 13 years, and even so, to this day, his work is still remembered, thanks in large part to the Friend Association of Cardinal Costantini.
The association I have the honor of representing deals with promoting the teachings of Cardinal Costantini, who died in 1958. He was a key figure who left his footprints in the world of art, culture, and the church. He worked a lot, and really all his work deserves to be published. Costantini looks forward to the third millennium, which is why his work is still relevant. He shaped projects that can be applied currently.
So today, despite the challenges of the Catholic Church in China, the work of Cardinal Costantini manages to shine through, especially since he led the way in helping establish the Church in China in more ways than one, including bringing bishops to Rome for their ordination.